we've talked about the importance so much of clutch games for this team, kind of how the team struggled with that. What just did it mean for you guys tonight to be able to pull that out, and what do you think was maybe different in those last 5 minutes?
I mean, for us, really, it's been different stuff. I mean, I think you saw some of it tonight was, we had, a couple turnovers there, and then we had a couple rebounding issues. And other games, it's been, different things. But no, I thought we made good decisions, coming down the stretch. I thought the guys got organized. I thought we generated good shots, even the ones we missed. I thought Vooch's offensive rebounds were key. He really pounded the offensive glass. And then the biggest thing was I thought that we defensively, for the most part, got some stops. They went on that run and cut it to 3. But after that, I think we were able to put some consecutive stops together.
What'd you guys do? Talk about it at halftime as far as what Lowry was getting, or was it just a matter of him kind of cooling down?
Yeah, I really thought that he was a recipient of a lot of catch and shoot threes. We didn't get out there hard enough, in my opinion. There was a couple where there was some drives and our rotations were slow. One of the cuts he got, we probably should have switched that, and we kind of let him get it on the run to the rim. But, he didn't have to necessarily do a lot, to be honest with you, to score. A lot of it was catch and shoot, and we needed to close it. We had one in the corner where we pulled way in on a drive, ball side, and we had no chance of getting back out there. And I thought we did a better job of cleaning that up in the second half, more so in the first. The first half, I think, defensively, it wasn't great for us. We were kind of grinding through the game, and I give our guys credit. They kind of hung in there.
The starting unit, there's been a lot of games, and not every game, but there's been a lot of games where teams have gotten off three-pointers. I'm guessing that's been discussed several times throughout practice and stuff. What is the lingering issue? Is it communication? Is it tentativeness? Is it not understanding who's supposed to be where or run who off the line? I mean, it just seems like it might be even a different culprit every game.
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem. I think for us, because at times we're not going to be the biggest team and we're not going to have a lot of rim protection, we have got to be in the right position to start possessions. And a lot of times we get caught, what I would say, is in these two-way stunts where we're not in the right position. We try to get into the right position, and now the ball's coming back out, and now it's too late. It's too late. And we have to help each other, and we've got to be in better position earlier. And I think that, there was like a couple drives where we're now all of a sudden we're giving up some threes, and now we're going the other way. We're hugging our man, and now the lane's wide open, and they're just coming straight downhill. It's more, we've got to be in the right position.
Is that guys communicating to each other as far as I'm here?
The guy down below needs to be communicating. There's got to be somebody that's got to be protecting the rim. Generally, it's going to be the guy that's the opposite low guy. If that, he needs to be yelling to that guy of where his help is. But the biggest thing is like, it's like if I'm guarding a guy in the slot and the ball gets swung and I keep standing in the slot, the middle of the floor is wide open. Right. And now as I try to go in there, once I see the ball coming middle, I can never get back out there. And we've got to me, first and foremost, we've got to protect the paint and rebound. We're going to have to build back out and contest. That's the biggest thing that I'm looking at, Joe, on the three-point shots is the contest rate. Our contest rate in the first half is not good. Now, we've been one of the better teams in the league contesting, but there's a pretty...
in the second half.
Yeah. I think there's a pretty significant drop from NBA three-point shots that are contested versus uncontested. And I think when we've gotten blitzed, like you said, from the three-point line, I think it's been a lot of uncontestedness where we can't get there quite quick enough, and guys are getting off clean. I thought in the second half we did a much better job of being in better position and contesting better. But that's really what our dilemma is, because we're going to give up some threes because we got to protect the paint. Like if we just say, hey, listen, we're going to try to take away the threes, the ball's going to be coming downhill, and then you're going to give up fouls, you're going to give up threes because you do come to help, they kick it back out. But we've got to be better on the perimeter, getting into the correct shift spots as the ball is moving. And I think sometimes, like today, we were a little bit slow in that area.
How much of that has to do with, I guess it's probably less than a handful of practices that they've all had together, the starters?
Yeah.
I mean, Zach's early issues and
I mean, we're trying to
limited practice time.
Yeah.
How much is that, or is that just an excuse?
I think it's an excuse, personally, because I think we have shoot-arounds that we do that. We try to do it every day in practice, some form of being in what we would call a shift position where my man doesn't have the ball, but this guy has the ball, and I'm already in help, and I'm trying to make sure that that guy's seen a little bit of a crowd, and as that ball gets thrown across, I've got to be on my way out there, and I got to get a hand up, and I got to do a good job contesting. And I think the two hardest things to me to do in an NBA game is to get back in transition and get matched up, and then closeouts. That's because you're dealing with guys with range, put it on the floor. It's hard.
Yeah.
But if you're not in the right position to start with, it's impossible.
Yeah.
So we can't make it impossible for us, but I think that we haven't had a lot of practice time, but I believe we've had enough of a practice time that we know what we need to do. And I think we've made some significant strides from a year ago defensively, especially when Alex and Lonzo went out, and knowing that we weren't going to have Lonzo to start the year. I think we've gotten better. But to your point, we have had quite a few games, more than I would like, where, to your point, we've gotten blitzed from the three.
Early in the fourth quarter, you guys had a sequence where you were able to get steals and get baskets on 3 consecutive possessions. How important was that sequence and just kind of in establishing the kind of defensive momentum you wanted throughout the quarter?
Well, I think it goes to what I was saying a little bit earlier to Joe. Like, we were in really good position. We were able to come up with some of those deals. Some of the backside coverage where we dropped and stole a pass, I think we deflected another one. If we can do that, we can get out in transition, and we need transition points. It's really, really hard to be a good fast-breaking team when you're taking the ball out of the net the whole entire time. So whether it's stops and running or some steals, that will help us offensively.
Billy, Coby had 15 points off the bench tonight. You had him in that closing group. What's working for him right now, and what do you like from him when he's in that closing group? What's he giving you?
Yeah, they elected not to go with Vanderbilt to close the game. Generally they've kind of played those 3 guys, Olynyk and Lowry and in Vanderbilt. They didn't do it. They played with 3 guards and pretty much Lowry and Olynyk. And I thought Patrick played well, but I thought we may need another shooter out there. I thought Coby played well, kind of most of the game, and felt like he was in a pretty good rhythm, and just kind of decided to go with him at the end. He made a big 3 there, I think, that gave us a little bit of breathing room. But I think Coby's played well, and I give him credit for keeping himself ready, because this part of the year with some of the things he's had to deal with his leg, it hasn't been easy, but he's kind of kept himself ready. So, I give him all the credit.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah.